Hey everyone, it's Coach Molle here. Today we're talking about mindfulness. I'm so thankful you're able to join us today. Roll that intro.
Every day I ask myself, what am I doing to live my best life? You got this. I'm here because I want you to reach your peak.
You're listening to the Lifelong Learning and Leadership Podcast, brought to you by Three Pines Leadership. Here's your host, success coach, teacher, and mediator, Molle Doris.
This episode we're talking about mindfulness. And don't worry if you don't know what I'm talking about just yet. You will by the end of this episode, all right? Let's get into it. We've all heard this buzzword, mindfulness, before. Maybe you've heard of mindful eating, mindful exercise, mindful living, mindful mindlessness. Okay, I don't know if that last one's actually a thing, to be honest. So what is mindfulness exactly? Mindfulness. It's a pretty straightforward word. It suggests that the mind is fully attending to what is happening, to what you're doing, to the space that you're moving through. That might seem overly trivial, except for the annoying fact that we so often veer from the matter at hand. Our mind takes flight and we kind of lose it. And pretty soon we're engrossed in obsessive thoughts about something that just happened, or fretting about the future and something that makes us anxious. Yet no matter how far we drift away, mindfulness is right there to snap us back to where we are and what we're doing and feeling. And if you want to know what mindfulness is, it's best to try it for a while, since it's really hard to nail down in words. You'll find slight variations in the meaning in books, on websites, in audio or video, everywhere. Every person will have a different definition of what it is. So here's an all-purpose definition that tends to treat mindfulness as a quality that every human being already possesses, rather than something you have to conjure up or work on. Mindfulness is the basic human ability to be fully present, aware of where you are and what you're doing, and not overly reactive or overwhelmed by what's going on around us. While mindfulness is innate, it can be cultivated through proven techniques, including a variety of styles of meditation, short pauses that we insert into our everyday life, and merging one's meditation practice with other activities like yoga or sports. When we meditate, it doesn't help to fixate on the benefits, but rather just to do the practice, even though there are benefits. If there weren't benefits, no one would be doing it. When we're mindful, we reduce stress, we enhance performance, gain insight and awareness through observing our own mind, and increase our attention to others' well-being. Mindfulness meditation gives us a time in our lives when we can suspend judgment and unleash our natural curiosity about the workings of the mind, approaching our experience with warmth and kindness to both ourselves and to others. Here are 8 things that you should know about mindfulness. First, mindfulness is not obscure or exotic. It's familiar to us because it's what we already do, how we already are. It takes so many shapes and goes by many names. Second, mindfulness is not a special added thing we need to do. We already have the capability and the capacity to be present, and it doesn't require us to change who we are. But we can cultivate these innate qualities with simple practices that are scientifically demonstrated to benefit ourselves, our loved ones, our friends and our neighbors, the people we work with, and the institutions and organizations we take part in. Third, you don't need to change. Solutions that ask us to change who we are, or what we are, or becoming something we're not have all failed us over and over again. Mindfulness recognizes and cultivates the best of who we are as human beings. Fourth, mindfulness has a potential to become a transformative social phenomenon. Why? Because number 5, anyone can do it. Mindfulness practice cultivates universal human qualities and does not require anyone to change their beliefs. Everyone can benefit, and it's easy to learn. Number 6, mindfulness is a way of living. Mindfulness is more than just a practice. It brings awareness and caring into everything we do. And it cuts down needless stress. Even a little makes our lives so much better. Number 7, It's evidence-based. We don't have to take mindfulness on faith. Both science and experience demonstrate its positive benefits for our health, happiness, work, and our relationships. And finally, number 8, it sparks innovation. As we deal with our world's increasing complexity and uncertainty, mindfulness can lead us to effective, resilient, low-cost responses to seemingly intransient problems. Meditation is not all in your head. When we think about meditating, we get hung up on thinking about our thoughts. We're going to do something about what's happening in our heads. It's as if these bodies we have are just inconvenient sacks for our brains to lug around. Having it all remain in your head, though, lacks a feeling of good old gravity. That approach can make it seem like floating, as though we don't have to walk. We can just waft, gently floating around. Meditation begins and ends in the body, and it involves taking the time to pay attention to where we are and what's going on. And that starts with being aware of our body. That very act can be calming, since our body has internal rhythms that help it to relax if we actually just give it a chance. Here's a quick meditation exercise that you can do anywhere. Take a seat. Wherever you're sitting, find a spot that gives you stable, solid seat. Not perching, not hanging back. Nice and stable. Notice what your legs are doing. If you're sitting on a cushion on the floor, cross your legs. If you know other postures from yoga, go ahead and use those. If you're sitting in a chair, it's best to root your feet to the floor. Now straighten up. Don't stiffen your upper body and your arms. Try and relax. I try to visualize my spine lengthening from the top of my head down to my tailbone. Breathe in for a count of 4. Hold it for a count of 4. And exhale for a count of 4. And hold for a count of 4. And repeat this for 5 minutes every day. This is known as box breathing, and it's a great stress reduction technique. That's it for this episode, my friends. You can make sure to subscribe to the podcast on your favorite podcast platforms and on the 3 Pines Leadership YouTube channel for those of you who like video. I'd love to hear from you, so you can join the conversation on our Facebook and Instagram pages, and you can also stream all of your favorite past episodes any time of the day on Spotify. Until next time, my friends, remember, I love you, and be excellent to each other.